Not sure which FEMA grant program is right for your project? FEMA has 4 grant programs that can be used to fund local mitigation projects. Let's go over them so you'll know which grant program is best suited for your needs. Under the HMA or Hazard Mitigation Assistance umbrella, FEMA administers 4 distinct programs, all designed to provide funding for actions that reduce risks from natural disasters. Let's delve into these programs and highlight their differences. First is the FMA or Flood Mitigation Assistance Program. FMA is an annual program and it's specifically meant to provide funding to reduce repetitive flood damage. In fiscal year 2022, 85% of the FMA applications submitted were selected for funding. There is less competition for these funds because many projects cannot meet the criteria for this program. Moving on to the Building Resilient Infrastructure and Communities Program, or BRIC. This newer annual program has received a lot of attention. BRIC and FMA share application periods, and the selections are typically announced at the same time. There's a wider range of project types that can apply under the BRIC program, so there's also more competition. In fiscal year 2022, 65% of the applications submitted for BRIC funding were selected. The third program is the HMGP or Hazard Mitigation Grant Program, which is designed to help communities recover from disasters. HMGP funding becomes available after a federal disaster declaration, and this funding is only available to the area identified in the declaration. For example, in 2023, there was a presidential disaster declaration for the state of Hawaii in response to the Hawaii wildfires. So they were the only ones impacted by those fires and eligible for that funding. The last program is the Pre-Disaster Mitigation Congressionally Directed Spending Program, or PDM-CDS. PDM-CDS is a fantastic program, but it literally takes an act of Congress, which doesn't come easy. Congress selects the projects that will receive funding, and FEMA administers the grants. I have a separate video that discusses this program in detail if you'd like to learn more about it. Let's discuss the 2 annual programs, FMA and BRIC, as they don't require a presidential disaster declaration or a congressional act, and communities often ask me the differences between these 2 programs. So let's look at the Flood Mitigation Assistance Program, or FMA. It's a competitive annual program that has been around for a long time, and I feel like it's been overshadowed by the newer BRIC program in recent years. The purpose of this program is to reduce or eliminate repetitive flood damage. Notice that flood is in the name of this program, so that is the only hazard that can be mitigated with this funding. The buildings that you're protecting must be inside the special flood hazard area, and they must be covered under a current NFIP flood insurance policy. It's important to note that there's less competition for these funds because there's fewer projects that can meet these requirements. The Building Resilient Infrastructure and Communities, or BRIC program, is also a competitive annual program. The purpose of the BRIC program is to improve resilience from natural hazards, which can include flooding and other natural hazards such as tornadoes. The buildings you're protecting can be in or out of the special flood hazard area, and they don't need to have a current NFIP flood insurance policy since the project might be mitigating risk from a natural hazard other than flooding. This image summarizes the FMA and BRIC programs and highlights the differences between the 2. FMA is only for reducing or eliminating flooding, whereas BRIC funding can be used to reduce risk from other natural hazards. To qualify for FMA funding, the buildings being protected must be inside the special flood hazard area, and every building being protected must have a current flood insurance policy. BRIC does not have these requirements. I hope this presentation helped clarify FEMA's Hazard Mitigation Assistance programs. For more information, Read my previous blog or watch my video on the Pre-Disaster Mitigation Congressionally Directed Spending Program.